what we're dealing with on our cupola, and I think I can turn this around and I can really probably point this up. Here's our cupola that we have in our dome. Whoa, lights in there. Well,
Lined up with your light fixture, it is.
yeah, light up our light fixture. I'll turn it over here because that showed.
Yep.
Well, you can see it there.
Yeah.
We don't have a floor on ours. It's a ventilating cupola with windows in it that are electrically operated. So with that, if you want a cupola that is habitable, where you can walk up into it on a stairway, you're going to find that the edge height of the cupola, the standard cupola that we do, is about 6.5 feet. And then in the middle, it goes to about 8 feet. The size of the dome dictates the size of the cupola. We are taking out the 5 pentagon panels up on top and then raising up the outside points to create this roof. And we have a 2-foot overhang. The size of the windows does vary. The lowest we want to go is about 2 feet. And we've done some with 4 to 5 foot high windows that you can actually walk out and go onto a real widow's walk. I'm not sure where the widow became a widow because it's a little scary up there. You're dealing with something that's 30, 40 feet off the ground. In the case of the dome in North Carolina that we built, try 50 feet above the dune base. So the standard window that we do is 2 feet high. It's a glider window and it's electrically operated if you need it. So you don't have to go up 2 or 3 flights of stairs to get to that to open a window. You can open it from down below and yet still have a floor in it. It is something that unless I know you're an experienced, very experienced, capable builder or contractor, we're going to provide you the prefabricated dome components that make up that cupola. We spend more than the cost of the cupola with our time with a customer who doesn't really know what's going on, who doesn't know how to build, and tries to do something that's very complicated. When you get this kit, you'll see. There is a significant number of hours involved by Dick in our shop, who's been with us for 27 years now, I think, something like that. So he knows how to do it. And we have some cuts that are really unusual. So now, you may have heard that you absolutely must have a cupola on the top of your dome. And you don't. You do not need a cupola on top of your dome in order to ventilate the air in the dome shell structure itself. We have a ventilation system on some of our domes, not all of them. So the air comes in down below at the base of the triangles and goes through a airspace between the insulation and the outside panel. That ventilates at the base of the cupola with a special venting system that we have. The air that I'm breathing inside this dome is ventilated out through the windows in our, well, I shouldn't say it that way. One of the ways that we change the air in here is we can open the windows in the cupola. The other way is an air-to-air exchanger. It's required in Minnesota and somewhere like 4 or 5 other states. Without it, you're locking the air inside your house. And if it's the wintertime and you're not going out much, this is stale air inside. We can walk into our dome when this is on, and it's fresh air inside the dome. And it's either an energy recovery ventilator or a heat recovery ventilator. So this cupola is useful if you've got a long view over treetops. I know somebody in Texas, they put a dental chair, a revolving dental chair that they could sit up there and they raised it up to the level of the window so that they can look out. We can change the height of the cupola in relation to the dome. So if you've got the dome coming in right here, here's the top of your dome, and here's the cupola, we mount this corner bracket on, we can raise this up or lower it down. So if you want a taller window, we take that and raise it up. If you want a normal 2-foot window, we do this. So that is part of how we can change this thing. We did have a lady that said she wanted to sit on the floor doing her yoga exercise and look out the skylights. So that pushed this thing way up, because normally the windows on there are going to be right about 4 feet off the floor. So we can raise that up and make it work. So it's what you want that for, but you don't have to have it for ventilation. If you don't, you need some Velux, probably electrically operated or mechanically operated windows, skylights, I should say, that are in near the top of the dome, not in the top pentagon because the slope is too low, but in the next row down from that. Those can provide all of the ventilation that you need for the air that you breathe inside the dome.